How's it going, guys? It's B-Lew here, and today we have a tutorial on how to beat Phasmophobia every single time. We're going to be going over the 3 things that I believe will give you the best chance of figuring out what ghost type it is, the quickest and most efficient way. We're going to be going over the equipment order that all go pretty much every single time. That'll almost guarantee you're going to have no troubles with the ghosts until professional levels. Then you're gonna, have to be on the lookout for ghosts to hunt early on. We're also gonna be going over the differences in strategies between maps. And then lastly, we're gonna talk about some of the other tips and tricks that I'll think will help you on your way to become the best out of your friends at Phasmophobia. For the equipment order, the first basic thing I'll recommend, especially co-op, is head mounting cameras. They'll allow your friends to see the viewpoint of someone who's inside and be able to see ghost orbs from that camera. So it's just like a portable video camera. If you can find the ghost orbs early, it'll help narrow down the list of ghosts very quickly. Also, I just want to mention that this video is not going to have anything about photo cameras because they're just an optional thing. I look at them as kind of like a high risk, low reward type deal, so I don't usually go photo cameras unless I have extra time and plenty of sanity to work with. For starting items, 9 times out of 10 I'm going the flashlight, preferably the strong one, a ghostwriting book, and the thermometer. The thermometer is a must since you're going to need to be able to quickly scour the rooms to be able to find the room that the ghost is residing in. The way you're going to want to do this is you're going to look for temperature drops in hallways. Usually in the hallways they get around to like 12, 13. If they get around there, you usually know that you're pretty close. And then you just check anywhere in the rooms. Inside the rooms, I've noticed if it goes below 11, almost 100% of the time it's going to be in that room. Don't worry if it doesn't drop into the negative right away, if it is a negative ghost. Sometimes those take a little bit of time to get to the freezing temperatures, so you just want to drop that thermometer right in the room so you can come look at it later. Make sure you put your book down early on so that the ghost has plenty of time to write in it, because this usually takes a while. For the first time going back to the van, I'll usually get the video camera and the spirit box. These 2 are next because the camera's good for going back to the truck and checking that off on another trip back to the van. The spirit box I like to go because it tends to have a little bit of delay when the ghosts start interacting with it. There have been games that I've had where the spirit box will take like 5 to 10 minutes to start being interacted with, which can get pretty frustrating, so I advise definitely picking that up next. On the second walk back, we'll check the camera, get some sanity pills, and grab the EMF and the crucifix and then head right back to the room. As soon as I get to the room, I'll throw the crucifix right in that doorway. That way if a ghost starts to hunt, it'll usually block it from hunting, because the way the crucifix works is it has a radius, and if the ghost spawns and starts hunting in that radius, it'll just immediately stop hunting. So I usually like to throw it in the doorway. That way most of the time it'll either stop the hunt or it'll spawn in the very back of that room, in which case you have plenty of time to go to a different room and hide. I'll then go throw down the EMF and check all of the equipment to make sure that I'm not missing anything. I'll check the book, the EMF, the spirit box, and the thermometer. See what I have so far and quickly get out so that I don't lose too much sanity. I'll go back to the van, check to see if ghost orbs are on the camera, take the last of my sanity pills if needed on professional, and then grab the UV flashlight. I'll walk back in for the last time. Most of the time I can figure out the ghost by this time, but if you can, go out to the van and get smudge sticks and a lighter. The smudge sticks can actually be a huge help later in the game. They have multiple effects on the ghost, one of which is ghost activity will be increased, as well as the ghost won't be able to hunt for 90 seconds after you smudge the room. If a ghost is already hunting, then it will wander around for 5 whole seconds before returning to a hunting state. One type of effect it has on the ghost, the Yuri, it won't be around the location for 90 seconds. So if you smudge the room and you have a sudden loss of activity for 90 seconds, it's a pretty good indicator it was a Yuri. Some map differences. The different size maps means you're going to have to change your playing style slightly. when it comes to figuring out the ghosts quickly. I'm going to separate the small maps between the medium and large ones. This is because the small maps make it easier to find the first room than the medium and large ones. For this reason, in the medium and large maps, instead of going a flashlight, ghostwriting book, and a thermometer, you just might want to change out the ghostwriting book for a parabolic microphone. This will allow you to hear the noises of ghosts through the different hallways and get a sense of direction on around which rooms you should check the temperatures in. These maps are all about finding the first room, because you don't want to get trapped deep in these maps, because if you are really low on sanity, the ghosts will just relentlessly hunt you. The positive about these maps are they tend to have a lot of rooms to hide in, so they're generally less risky when the ghost starts hunting early. Then you'll just have to go and grab all the equipment, dump it in the room, and then keep going back from the van to the room till you figure out the ghost type. Some extra tips and tricks that I have. One tip I have is to be quick about everything you do. Do everything with a purpose. If I'm just dropping off equipment, I'm usually just racing back to the van so I preserve as much sanity as possible, especially in professional. You do not want to get caught just standing there, because your sanity is going to drain really quickly unless you have lights on. If I find evidence early, I'll usually head outside and then gather my journal and check to see what my ghost options are still left. Using the journal can be a big help. If you found 2 types of evidence, then you can narrow down the equipment that the ghosts can use. So then you're going to only need to focus on that equipment. Another tip I have is just hug rooms. I like to open doors on my way out just so that I know if the ghosts start hunting at any time, you have a quick escape and a quick hiding spot. You never know when a ghost is going to start hunting, so always be ready for one. Half the game is just being able to survive the ghost while figuring out what it is, so just make sure you're prepared for hunts. And lastly, try to turn on lights. The ghost will also usually try to turn them off, so if you need to find electric boxes, they're usually hidden around the map in random locations. So if you just see a red dot on a wall, most of the time it's that, so you just click that and then you can go turn on the lights again. Hopefully this guide helped you in any way, and if you learned something, please hit that like button, it really helps. I'm hoping to make more guides of Phasmophobia in the future, so if you'd be interested in that, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!